Events in the country, and on a brisk Sunday morning here in Vaughan, we get going at the under 17 level. It's the Ontario Cup, the Provincial Soccer Championship, and it is the largest competition of its kind in Canada as we get to the introductions between Ajax and Vaughan.
Your Vaughan Azzurri team, ladies and gentlemen. And now the lineup for the home team, Ajax FC. Number 1, Andreas Elias. Number 2, Kyle Ramos. Number 3, Kai Williams. Number 4, Matthew Murray. Number 5, Malik Bino Fisher. Number 6, Amir Madden. Number 7, Christopher Mako. Number 8, Liam Salmon. Number 9, Ariel Lanza. Number 19, Yosef Ishmael. Number 11, Yelani Hato. Number 13, Adnan Osman. Number 15, Emmanuel Wankawo. Number 21, Rayan Janai. Number 20, Andre Alexander. Number 26, Jaden Botang. Number 27, Nicholas Ogilvie. Number 24, Arushan Hatmalengam. And the coach, David Benning. Assistant, Francis Etienne. And manager, Sandra Skinner Anthony. Your Ajax FC team, ladies and gentlemen. And now introducing our match officials who were appointed for today's Ontario Cup final. Your referee, Bradley Dubrow. Assistant referee, Matthew Perry. Assistant referee, Savio Lima Rodriguez. And fourth official, Tyler Connick. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest who is with us today, representing Ontario Soccer, Brenda Brown, Secretary of Ontario Soccer.
As introductions of the players continue, in fact, each year over 12,000 athletes from all across the province compete for this championship. Of course, all age levels, but this is the culmination of the under 17 age group, and one of these two teams, more than a provincial title on the line, a trip to the national championships. Here's the anthem. Well, it's certainly the end of summer here in Vaughan, Ontario, as the wind has picked up. It's brisk, it's cold. However, players and officials down said this temperature is probably ideal. This is what you want. You don't have to worry about being overheated, and that's certainly been the case for both of these teams on their long road to get to the Under-17 championship at today's Ontario Cup. Cal McClellan, pleased to be bringing you this live stream on what should be an excellent display of soccer and the future of soccer in this country, as it's been a much talked about topic with the start of the Canadian Premier League next year. We know we will be hosting in 2026, and dare I say it, a few of these young players might even in fact be suiting up in red and white when that tournament comes to pass 8 short years from now. Till then, we're getting underway. That's Bradley Dubrow. He is the match official for this game. He will be flanked by Matthew Perry and Savio Lima Rodriguez, his two assistant referees, as handshakes in the center of the pitch. Tyler Tonnett will be the fourth official, making sure everything is orderly on the near side as they do their final match preparations. And both of these teams getting ready to do battle. It's going to be Ajax in red from the eastern part of the GTA, whereas Vaughan right at home here. This is their territory. They'll be dressed in their familiar blue, white, and red strips, looking to add a ever-important trophy in the case of this storied club, and the Azzurri would love nothing more than to start off Sunday and start off fall, if we're being honest, with an Ontario Cup championship. Crowned champions yesterday in the under-14 boys division, under-15 boys, under-15 girls, and the women who went to a penalty shootout. Whereas today, it's the under-17 boys kicking us off. We'll have the under-17 girls and the men. And then that next weekend, you can catch the under-13s and the under-16s. Ontario Cup. All of this action being brought to you here on live stream. Maybe a little gamesmanship or a little last-minute preparation from Ajax, but waiting till the referee's whistle to take the pitch, and they do just that, sprinting out in their white and red strips. At the last possible moment, it will be Vaughan kicking off in the center of the pitch and standing over the ball, ready to get this one underway. As we are 8 minutes past 10 o'clock and what should be a burner. Kickoff underway in the Ontario Cup under-17 boys division. And a turnover right away and trying to play down the side and see if they can get something going into the offensive zone. But it's going to run all the way to the Ajax keeper, and getting his first touch on it is Hernandez. Or excuse me, Alinas, Andreas Alinas. It's going to run all the way down, and giving chase is Mariani. He's going to watch it go out of play. And it'll be the first touch for Daniel Garcia Hernandez, number 1 in your program, and at the top of your screen, the left of your screen, excuse me, left to right will be Vaughn, right to left will be Ajax, and played short out of the back. Adrian Curry getting a touch on and letting that one run for Pateri with a nice little touch inside, going outside, but that pass not forceful enough. But it's turned over again. Katabui pushing this one on. Piatti across the box, header. And Katabui had a good look at it, but throws his hands up as perhaps a couple Vaughn players collided with each other, and I think that was the case. Maybe even a better look if he could contort himself, but had to do battle with not only the defenders, but a couple other players crashing that net at the same time. So first good chance there, and it was a nice cross put in. Beautiful cross put in by Michael Patetti. Patetti, number 10, is, I know we're only a minute and 40 seconds into this, but definitely has a spring in his step. He's been ready for this game since, well, at least late last night. Nice step over. Patetti will have another chance to put his boot on it. This one hammered right in at the keeper as he used the instep and tried to guide it, but he didn't get much direction. A good look and a good dummy as Raimondo was the one to let that one pass and let it go all the way through, and very good communication there by the Azzurri. Azzurri coached, by the way, by Pio Ossini, Patrice Gager, which I'm sure you know that name. Michelle Stecco will be the manager for Vaughn. Ajax will be coached by David Benning and the assistant Francis Etienne, as well as manager Sandra Skinner-Anthony. Vaughn coming out of Group 2, knocking off Niagara Falls, Glen Shields, and Aaron Mills to get out of the group stage. As we said, this is a very, very extensive tournament with lots of participants. Controlled by Manuko, and then lost possession. Instep in, deadens it, and trying to lob that one over the top. Osman giving chase into the corner, but it's going to run too far for him. But it will be knocked out off a touch of Vaughn, and we're going to go to a corner kick here. The first one of the match. It belongs to Ajax. Dangerous, but headed out. Way to control their line, so Patetti's going to have a chance to run on it. Patetti running into space, parked on the end line. It's Katabui going to try and spring him in, but a good job by Cato. Jelani Cato, number 11 in your program, with that power clearance out the far side, and it's really any port in the storm for Ajax on the break there. The speed of Katabui. Trying to temper that just a little bit. I'm sure that's in the game plan. They know what they're dealing with. Both of these sides very good. Not necessarily to say they always get a good look at each other throughout any other competitions or leagues, but make no mistake, these coaches have their players prepared to play their system and make any adjustments for any talent on the other side, and there is a lot of it. Andreas Alinas, after the foul in the corner, will have his boot tested. It's parked way up the pitch. There's teammates and adversaries, and this one will skip out of bounds on the far side, and it'll be a throw-in heading back the other way for Vaughn, as we are just inside 5 minutes here. Possession back to Ajax, and chance to clear it out, and clear to a great spot. There's good movement up the pitch from the keeper. Cato going to send that one down. It's going to be a foot race. Lamas, a very distinctive hairstyle, and he'll be easy to pick up. Very speedy. Does good work inside and out on the wings. Cato's throw coming. He's going to go to the feet and see if we can swing one in, and Cato's going to put one in. They can find a body there going up and trying to head it was Minoko went over his head. Job by Ogilvie to put that one back in. 6s and 7s for a minute from Vaughan before they got their line sorted. And then bumped to the ground after getting only a boot on it was Liam Salmon. And Salmon, I think, contorted himself as he went down. And referee right there to call the foul, which no doubt it was. But it looks to be no harm done for Salmon, who's going to walk this one off and just adjust everything out. But a free kick in a pretty good position here after the corner kick moments ago. Argument to be made, the first two real good chances will come the way of Ajax. It depends what they can make of this. And standing over the ball, number 13, Adnan Osman. Osman was on the corner for those of you keeping track, so. Lots of players in the box, 6 red jerseys, punched in, not a bad ball, but dealt with very well by the Azzurri. Collision there as rushing out to clear it was Marco Chang. Chang did enough to make sure the line could pull up. Ogilvie, far side, that's a great ball in for Jinnah. Jinnah across the face of goal, but right there to grab it is Hernandez. As he sends one very high, only one striker surrounded by a sea of red jerseys, and going up was Kadabui, excuse me. Clearance there, and instead of clearing, holding on to it, and an excellent defensive play by Ogilvie. Gives it away, though. Back to Vaughan. They're going to play near side to Patetti, who's going to go right back in. Kadabui pushed off the ball. Still possession. Now they lose it. Nwankwo. He goes to the outside, but throw will stay with his side. Cato going to give chase on this one. As the wind picks up a little bit. No real direction. I don't think we've been able to sort the way the wind's going. It feels like might be a little bit of a northeastern blow, but it seems to be kind of swirling in and around here. So best to keep the ball on the turf if the boys can and play from there. This one cleared up the side. Cato and Orsini playing catch. And finally it settles back to Ajax. Ogilvie. Long ball. Finds a player, though, looking for some help and forcing to back up. Osman losing possession. Looking for Lamas, didn't find him. And Kadabui, that one is too far for him, and it's going to run all the way into the corner as Cato goes back to give chase once again. Well, the competition, the Ontario Cup, commences in May with more than 600 teams. That's right, 600 drawn into either a knockout or a round-robin style tournament. Tournament culminates with the final round hosted at the Ontario Soccer Centre, where we are right now in Vaughan, and the added prize of a national club championship in this level, the under-17s, as well as the men's, women's, and the under-15 divisions. So a lot on the line today for Ontario supremacy, but be lying if you were saying that the ability to play in a national championship is not on the minds of the 11 on either side. And this one nearly knocked in as it was whipped across the face of goal and not able to get on the end of it. And calling back a player right now to have a discussion with Prata Vieira. But the next one, you can hear the screams from the sideline, keep digging, and it's been good for Ajax as that one was just sent right across the face of goal, and Minoko nearly opened the scoring on the back post. So Christopher Minoko not able to get on the end of it, but he's giving chase right now, trying to put Vaughan in the box. Mariani has to play backwards, and this one's popped all the way up. Ogilvie giving chase, gets a boot on it, sends it across. Osman, and back to Cato, who's going to send it forward, and possession forfeited. Will do it again from the other end. Patetti. Ajax captain Salmon loses possession. Nice little bit of work there to make sure danger was averted by Osman, but he loses possession. Raimondo going to ground, back up, finding his way through is Mariani, back post. It's going to skip over the 6-yard box and head out for a throw to go the way of Ajax, but a little bit of life there from Vaughan as they felt a little bit of pressure back on their heels, something that they're not necessarily used to. 2-1 winners, 3-1 winners in the last round to get here to this championship. Has not necessarily been comfortable. Not a lot of blowouts. On the other side, it would have been a nervy 1-0 win for Ajax, followed by penalties. So it's something to keep in mind that if this game does go to penalty shots, only Ajax has been there before as this ball is taken quickly, knocked down, and the referee's going to blow it back, saying he was either moving or some other dissatisfaction with it. And for Bradley Dubrow, that ball was not in the right position, so they'll do it again. Here's Chang. Nice little ball in. Patetti skating around. It's a shot, and it's punched wide. Katabui tries to go around. He gets his leg locked up. Patetti chipping back across. Punched again, but not far and cleared. Now finally by the back line of Ajax as the back four were well prepared to deal with any errant balls. This one's staying with the Azzurri. Chipped on. And now finally settles at the feet of the Ajax defense as they'll try the counter the other way. Bodies committed forward for Vaughan, and a nice little play there if he couldn't keep possession. Gianluca Orsini was able to knock that one out. Lamas. Osman had it caught up in his feet, was still able to get it across to this side, and it's a nice opportunity here for Ajax, and springing down the side is Renan Janah. He's going to knock it across the face of goal. A little bit of trouble there. And Nwankwo got a boot on it, and it was enough to fool the keeper, Hernandez, if only for a moment, before he was able to jump on and smother and slow this tempo down, 13th minute of play. That is Ajax in red. That is Vaughan in blue, and this is the Ontario Cup being live streamed. We are still scoreless. Salmon giving chase in the middle. He'll knock that one back towards Ogilvie. Ogilvie prefers that left foot, let him down there for a minute, and Chang did well to grab it. Patetti, near side, and knocked out a play by Ogilvie, who was able to make amends for a pass that didn't go where he wanted it to go. And he will be the staple on this back line, organizing everyone for Ajax. And job number one, keep this clean sheet as this one takes a deflection. And it's going to be a corner kick for Vaughan as they will set up their first of the game, taking a deflection off Rehan Janah. Patetti takes it short. Pradaviera knocks this one up. Raimondo knocks that one up, and it's smothered by Alinas. Long ball. Gonna play wide. Orsini. Locking in. Katabui around the keeper. Goes to ground, stays up. Top of the box, and this second touch just lets him down ever so slightly. It was beautiful control to be able to keep that ball at his feet. And it looked like he might have a right foot that he could smash into a net at around the penalty spot, but that extra touch said no. Letting him down ever so slightly, but he has been a force up front. Good positioning there by Bradley Dubrow, saying it was clean. He definitely had a good look at it. And too many objections from number 17 in blue. I think maybe more frustrated with himself that he wasn't able to finish it. Across the face of goal. A little bit of time here for Vaughan, but hurried it out. Kawako. And now Minoko takes the ball. He's got Janah behind him. Difficult pass, great play from Salmon. They're going to tape it in. They go right foot, and this one is deflected, and a good job staying with the striker was Morani. Controlled. And knocking into Prada and taking the worst of it was Osman. Salmon has got a handout, and definitely, as both players went to ground on what was a clean tackle, I think, for the ball, reached out and grabbed the shirt. Or certainly that's what it looked like from here, but he had a piece of Raimondo, and it's going to result in a free kick on the near side for Vaughan. So Patetti standing over this one. We'll start with 4 in the box and play short. I'm going to try and stretch out Ajax just a little bit. Nice little ball in. Salmon now. A long ball. A little bit of time as Patetti coming back. A Curry plays to the middle. Good control by Chang. Over the top. Katabui onto his feet. Goes to ground. And it looked like it was shoulder to shoulder, but a really good piece of strategic defending, I think, there by Mackay Williams, as Williams made sure when he fell in the most obstructive way to the striker. It was clean. You can't really give a penalty on it. But it just happened to work out that it was able to prevent Katabui from getting through there. So a couple times Katabui gone to ground, and both times the defender's coming out on the right side of the whistle, or lack thereof, as this one's going to go out of play in the 18th minute. And the throw for Ajax down into the corner. It's going to take a deflection, but it's going to run all the way to Hernandez. And good news for Vaughan as he's able to have that big throw. Backtracking, great play there. Janah allowing to corral for Ajax. Played down the line, Janah looking for the return. Nice little touch passing. Beautiful football there from Vaughan. Pushing out of the back. Kano plays it forward all the way to Chang and then all the way over to the top side of the pitch. Nice little overlap. Gives Chang a chance. Chang to his right foot, cuts across, and a good header there. Williams seeing that one out. Chang not able to lift it over him. A lot of tall defenders. You've got Janah back, you've got Williams, Ogilvie. Might be very difficult to win the battle in the air if you're Vaughan today. That being said, they have got onto the end of a couple headers so far, so all not lost. Salmon corralling that one backwards, and Williams sending it up to a target man up there. That's Emmanuel Nwankwo as he giving chase. Kano. Pass intercepted. Salmon. Holding back. Kyle Lamas. Playing that one into space and looking for Amir Madden. It's going to be a giveaway. Starting back the other way. Raimondo still giving chase. Salmon doing well to turn and get out of that. The captain finding the space. Distributing. Cato to the side. And the fans energized, bundled up, and energized today. It's a good turnout here for the under-17 level. Katabui around the outside. This time they might have got a piece of him, and they did. They absolutely did. That's 100% the right call from Bradley Dubrow, and it was just playing with fire because he moves so quickly and is able to cut back And it looked like it was a fair challenge at the beginning, but that extra little piece and no hesitation pointing to the spot, earning the penalty. And as the clock has just hit 20 minutes, it's an opportunity to take the lead. It's off the bar. Pulla put it off the bar. Joshua Pulla wrung it off the iron, and energized from that is Ajax. Here's Pulla trying to make amends. This time he goes to ground. And it's kicked out the side. Thought he had a foul there. And frustrating for number 22 in blue. We are still scoreless here in the Ontario Cup Under-17 Boys Division. Ball back in play. Osman going to come wide. And it just takes a ricochet off the boot of Minoko. It'll be a throw to Vaughn. Vaughn. And try and put that behind them. Nice little footwork here from Chang. Good job to play for Patetti. Ogilvie. And Chang again. It's going to run all the way to the keeper, able to corral it. And keep Katabui at bay. But already he has been a force pushing on that back line of Ajax. Ogilvie checking over his shoulder. Here's Salmon. Trying to turn is Minoko. And that one goes off the side of the boot of Janah. Patetti knocked early in. It's a good early ball. And it goes off Williams' foot into the corner. Pulla. And Pulla's going to win the foul this time as he gets bowled over from the back, so it'll be another free kick. Keep in mind, if this game does stay tied, there is no extra time. We go right to penalties. So I know we're a long way off from that at this point here with just 24 minutes gone by, but always important to remember any substitutions. You want to get your penalty takers on the pitch. But still plenty of football to be played as this one goes to the top of the box, and a great play coming backwards. Nice backtracking, and starting out the other way is Osman. Scott Lamas with him. Good play on the far side, picking up. That one somehow stays in. Tiptoeing the line of the Vaughan Azzurri as they push out of their zone. That's a great play by Lamas, and referee disagrees. Maybe saying he went in and got a piece of the body. Certainly got a whole lot of the ball. Might have been a tug of the arm or something going in to gain an advantage either way. Free kick to Vaughan, taken quickly, and they're right back into it with Prata Vieira trying to send that one through to Katabui. Put this one all the way wide and slow it down. Orsini. He's been good on the ball out on the far side today. And he sends a nice one in, except stepping in front of it is going to be Nicholas Ogilvie. Going to ground, playing it on the ground, and can't do that. Raimondo rung up. We'll go back the other way for Ajax. Ogilvy near side. Janah. Minoko, nice ball. That's going to knock out, both appealing for it. They'll say it will stay with Ajax. The link up between 7 and 8. Minoko and Liam Salmon has been nice. Good ball in from Janah. Minoko running around the outside, will do it again. Be another throw in, Janah. An opportunity to see how far we can get this one into the box. And this one's cut across. It's going to run out of play as it was a diving kick by Minoko. Sports Engine is the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer and the leading provider of sport life management tools for youth and amateur sports. Check out sportsengine.com to see how they can help you keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. sportsengine.com. So I want to say thank you to our partners, Toronto FC. Toronto FC is the official premier partner of Ontario Soccer, as well as the presenting partner of the Ontario Player Development League, the province's youth high performance league. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit torontofc.com for tickets and more. Left foot low, and a good job by the keeper to get there. It was not a bad opportunity for Daniel Raimondo, as he had a good rip with his left foot, but would have liked to have get a little bit more on it. So we can see potentially some substitutions coming in. As I spy the board in my hand just below me in the hands of the fourth official. We'll keep you up to date on anything that happens in that regard. For now, everyone on the Vaughan bench still sitting, and a few players up on the Ajax bench trying to stay warm. In good spirits. They've already been on the fortunate end of a penalty, which has rung off the bar, and keeping this one scoreless here in the 28th minute, as it'll be a free kick inside half, and Ogilvy gets good distance onto it into the area. Backwards header, and has to be tipped over the bar. Well, man, oh man. That looked to be number 15, Emmanuel Nwoko. And he kind of got a glancing header as he was twisted around. But it was a great ball in from Ogilvy and forced an excellent save from Daniel Garcia Hernandez, who does his part to keep this score sheet blank. Looks to do it again, and maybe a few extracurriculars as that's Janah getting hauled out. Having a talking to from referee Dubrow. It's always difficult when you get this set up, all of them lined up. A lot of clutching, a lot of grabbing. Ball, back post, very heavy. And it's going to take a run out. Salmon not going to worry about it. He's happy to let it come back in the form of a throw, as the wind picking up ever so slightly now, and a substitution coming in. It's going to be number 26, Jaden Boateng. And giving way will be Adnan Osman. So checking in at number 26, and Osman definitely making his presence felt during the opening portion of this game. First third, as it were. Boateng immediately looking for a touch, but they'll have to take it off Katabui first. Staying on his feet. Katabui fighting for it. Janah knocking that one down. Chang trying to turn. Gets through one player, Boateng. Katabui trying to hold on to it. He's in a fight with the new player coming in, and run down from behind by Amir Mata, number 6. And you're going to have a pretty good position here as the cries for the wall starting already. It's taken very quickly, though. Vaughan Azzurri have favored those quick free kicks, and they might end up getting a corner kick out of it, and a good shield and a job done there to ensure that that happens. And moving up was Ethan Mariani, and Mariani, with his job done, gives way, heads to the middle of the box. And it's going to be number 10, Michael Patetti, who's been on most of the free kicks for Vaughan. He is on this one. Still just one substitution, but another one coming. Screaming in for the short. Not taken. Flags up. Swung out of bounds. Free corner kick out of bounds and came back in. Makai Williams sending this one high. Will find the boots of his teammates. Into the corner for Lamas. The good right foot takes a ricochet, and that's fine. They'll be happy with a corner kick out of that and a good fast break and able to toe the line and get all the way down the pitch as Ajax. They've shown a propensity to do that on the far side and the near side. So definitely have the personnel to get up and force action into the box. Taking his time slowly to get to the kick is Liam Salmon here in the 32nd minute of play. We are still scoreless. A couple good opportunities. We saw one just moments ago. The glancing header by Nwanko. Previous to that, a really good opportunity, but Joshua Pulla rung it off the bar on a penalty kick back in the 24th minute. So both sides digging for this Ontario Cup Championship. Low along the ground. Pulla, no problem, in step and hammers it to the fencing on the near side, or the far side, excuse me, of the pitch. This is the rattling of the wind becoming more and more of a factor today. Substitution number 2 coming in for Ajax. That's Matthew Murray, number 4 in your program. And giving way is Rehan Janah. Janah definitely involved in the game at multiple levels so far in his opening 33 minutes. Will catch a breather. And number 4, Murray, taking over what looks to be that left back position. Murray's first touch will be a throw-in. And it's a good one. That's something to keep in mind, to know that you've got a guy that can get that type of range. For now, though, it's Katabui. Is his chance going in. And he can't get a lot on his left foot as he bites his jersey in frustration. Wanted better from himself. I figure the best is yet to come for Katabui. Boateng and Murray has to backtrack for it. He's got Ogilvy with him. He'll play Ogilvy. And then Murray on a return pass just skipped over his boot. And nice little play by Mariani, who does well to keep the throw. A Curry. Pradaviera and Chang. Chang bumped off, and that's enough to get a foul. A little bit of frustration, I'd say, from the back line of the Azzurri. They have stayed very calm, but the pressure being put on them by this Ajax side in red, apparent. Ajax not content just to sit back. Really want to pressure this back four, make them be right. And for the most part, they have been. But it's a game of cat and mouse that I imagine we will see throughout this game, and it doesn't look like any change of styles as Patetti had that one knocked off his boot by Murray, goes out for a throw-in. Mariani's knocked in. Another battle between Katabui and Ogilvy. Missing the header was Amir Madden, and then all the way out to center from Ogilvy. A little bit of trouble. Liam Salmon grabbed as he went down. And he's been just absolutely a vital cog in the middle. Coming back, helping out, averting crisis, and turning the ball up the pitch for a lot of good chances that Ajax have had today. Ogilvie. Off to the side. This is Lamas on the edge of the box. Flicked in. Back post over the head. And nearly able to get his head on it for the second time was Nwankwo, but Emmanuel Nwankwo probably needed an extra foot higher, an extra foot further back. And the result is a goal kick, but you can tell those fans on the far side of the pitch, the parents and supporters of Ajax, just ready to explode if they find the back of the net. Short to Orsini. Akuri now. Great ball from Akuri. Katabui, chance to move on to it. He's got a shot if he wants to take it. Waits, top of the box, rings it over the bar. Oh, it was a laser, but it was always going up. And that one's got to hurt for 17 because the patience and the footwork to allow him to get to center. A perfect shot, if only he could keep it slightly down. The hands on the jersey, which is over the face, which is in a state of disbelief, but we said it before, we'll say it again. I find it hard to believe that that will be Katabui's last chance on goal, already forcing a penalty kick, driving the offense as a target man, and arguably a more difficult task because of how tall this Ajax back line is. Good step up, Ogilvie in a little bit of trouble now. Murray there to bail him out. Salmon, great control by the captain as he knocks that one on. Over the top kick by Akuri. Nwankwo was up there, as was Minoko. 1v1. Into the area again. Going to try and put this one across the face of goal. It takes a deflection off the defender. But no harm done, right into the hands of Alinas. A couple substitutions coming for Ajax shortly as they're rolling their bench a lot more than Vaughan is. Pulla with the ball, pushing forward. Looking for Patetti in the middle. Patetti to his left foot, still dancing out as he didn't have an opportunity. Pulla taken down, referee says no. Cato knocks it off, still Pulla back into the area. Williams doing a good job getting his feet in the right position, not reaching. Sliding in as Lamas, pushed in the back a little bit. Lamas is going to have to go back to grab this one, but a nice little step over and a job there. Kano, and now into the area, Katabui, and a diving punch and offside anyway. Was number 17 in blue for Vaughan. And the punch not necessary as a frantic pace over the course of the past 270 seconds or so will come to a standstill for substitutions. .39th minute of play. Can't be a whole lot of injury time. Figure maybe a minute or so. So you got a true 6-7 minutes left in this half before both sides can regroup, and what a coup it would be if someone could snag a goal and just change the dimension of the halftime discussions, and the final 45 minutes is a free kick given there authoritatively by Bradley Dubrow, asking for space. Amir Madden standing over this one as the rumbling of the metal stands on the far side of the Ontario Soccer Centre. Cowbells and all. Hands up, ball swung in. Skips through, had a kick at it. And they're going to want that one back for sure, as sometimes in those situations it falls to your foot and you don't realize what a good look you have. That was certainly the case for Minoko. Playing all the way back to Hernandez as the keeper. Long ball. Good job to fight through for Williams. Send that one back to center. So it's going to be Youssef Ismail, as well as Ariel Mwanza. Number 19 and 9 will be checking into the game. Chang playing backwards. Kano looking for that long ball. He's got accuracy, except that time he finds Ogilvie. After a couple keep-ups, he sends it to the far fencing. Played back in quickly, Pulla. Nice little ball, flicked in, able to find his teammate Raimondo. But it's heading backwards, and this one flicked up by Prata Vieira. And stayed with Vaughan for a while before finally being sent all the way down, and they'll get it again at Curry. Nice little patient play. He comes near side. Mariani, Patetti. And coming in a little hot was Murray, but it's going to run out of play for a throw, and no foul to be called. And he got a piece of him, and very anxious to get on the pitch now is Mwanza, Ariel Mwanza, number 9. And he's going to head up front. And Youssef Ismail is going to take that far side wing position. Played so well by Kyle Alamas for most of the game, and giving way the man who's had a couple opportunities today, Emmanuel Nwankwo. Murray gets a touch further up the field. He'll do it again. Great ball. But it's found almost immediately by Orsini. Given right back. Cato into the corner. Maybe a throw to Vaughan. And Kano. It's play by Williams. Sends it around, looking for the new man in. Minoko. Oh, and he goes to ground, so that's going to be a free kick. And I'm not sure that a player who fouled him didn't take the worst of that. I don't know if it was Orsini over there who went down. So the medics waved on. They're going to take a look, and it was just a nice little piece of footwork from Christopher Minoko and dancing over the Vaughan player who I think Minoko stiffened up just a little bit. I think it is Orsini who's down if I'm counting who I can see and who I can't on the pitch. But a free kick nonetheless. This might add a little bit of injury time, but not much. We'll see how long into the severity of this injury, excuse me. Setting up over the ball right now is Amir Madden. Whipped a pretty good one in the last time. He gets something similar, we might be able to do a little bit of damage here. If you're an Ajax supporter. And checking on the welfare of his teammates and calling for a substitution is Prata Vieira. That is Patrice Geischer. In fact, calling for a substitution, and it is going to be Giancarlo Agaluzzo. As having to go off the far side was Orsini. So number 11 in to defend. Nice little chip in. Free header, and it just tips over. That was the substitute, Ariel Mwanza. And he had a good look, and it was a nice little chipped ball in, played by Amir Madden. It is 2 minutes of injury time. And it probably wouldn't have been that much until we saw that last Orsini injury. Maybe you're thinking about a minute, but Orsini down for a bit, so we get a couple more on top of that, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of time to have an opening goal here. If not, we will have to wait to the second. Boateng has it taken off his feet. Patetti, nice little turn. Great motion. Chance to get into the area, and great defense coming back equally by Matthew Murray. Sliding, and we'll have a corner kick. So Patetti with his right foot, sending this one into the area. Getting there first is Ogilvie. Knocking it up again. It's Mwanza pushing forward. Chang going to try and send it back the other way. Ismail is going to take a deflection and goes off in probably about 45 seconds for a good rush. If you are Ajax, Murray, waiting for the ball to come back to him. One last push. Great throw forward. Flicked on. It's going to run down. Amir Madden switching to this side. Not enough time as possession turned over. Half is officially over. And it's a scoreless match. A missed penalty. A couple balls tipped over the bar. And calls for about a 10-minute break is what we will see. And this scoreless Ontario Cup under 17 boys championship final. Ajax and Vaughan deadlocked at the half.
All paths will lead to Southern Ontario in the spring of 2019. From March 1st to 3rd, London will play host to the Ontario Soccer Summit. Tickets for your personal and professional growth go on sale November 1st, and with it, a whole roster of 2019 speakers. This is your chance to further the development in your game and further it in ours. This is your chance to discover, develop, and excel.
I want to ask you, what is it you want to do?
Yeah.
So you've been working on some things in the community. youth focused and still in its infancy, so I won't put you on the spot too much, but just sort of tell us what your goals are there in trying to reach out to the soccer community as a whole, and what you're looking for there.
Well, I want to see this game develop in Canada. I think we have a unique opportunity, and the time is now with the World Cup coming here in 2026 to really take this game to the next level. I've saw enough movements, whether it be with television numbers or participation or excellence coming out of the Greater Toronto area and indeed the entire country of Canada, to make me think that this is where it's happening and this is it now, and I want to be part of that, because everybody wants to be part of something special, and I'm exactly the same, and I think something special is happening right now, and I have a great passion for community. I love being out there and meeting people and using the skills that I have as a person, or I had as a soccer player, which to me, I was always a captain. I have leadership skills. I have attributes that can make a difference to a kid or to a team or to any organisation, and I just want to figure that out. I think that we're on the right path, but there's many ways that we can improve our elite pathways. I want to see the 5 lads that make it into that team for the 2026 World Cup, or I know maybe the 19 Women's World Cup's probably coming a bit soon, but the 2023 next Women's World Cup, there's fantastic participation, boys and girls, in this province, and we have a lot of talent, and I just think there's some areas that we need to tweak a little bit to maximise that talent.
Ontario Soccer is redefining the way that a sports organisation should engage with its partners.
It is a privilege to work with Ontario Soccer.
I think it's very exciting times for Ontario Soccer.
Ontario Soccer has been a great partner.
Their value system is a great alignment with the Gatorade brand.
Partnership is truly a give and take, and mostly it starts with giving, and that's why they've been such great partners.
What really makes us different is our reach, our relevance, and our resources. In terms of reach, we're connecting with almost 1 million Ontarians that are passionately connected with the game of soccer as players, as coaches, as match officials, and as volunteers.
The organization is growing so rapidly, and just the fan base.
The leadership, the teamwork, the communication skills.
The representation, and just the people in general.
We work with a number of UEFA federations back in Europe. We work with the NSCAA in America, working with Ontario Soccer. Really gives us, significant credibility across Canada.
The relevance really speaks to how we connect with the grassroots and all the people that are playing and consuming the game of soccer.
Ontario Soccer obviously provide a platform for kids to play soccer, which is, the numbers are huge, and the sort of excitement and the enthusiasm for the game is absolutely massive.
They are engaged with 650 plus clubs, academies, and regions across the province, and it helps us immensely to reach our target demographic.
The game of soccer evolves, and you have to evolve with it or you'll be left behind, and I think Ontario Soccer is at the forefront of youth development and grassroots soccer.
The resources is really summarized by our market-leading talent that we have as part of our Ontario Soccer team, but also the bricks and mortar that is really exemplary with our Ontario Soccer Centre that truly acts as the pinnacle of the game across Ontario.
Their team really is best in class at understanding our brand and really ideating around how we can come together to collaboratively elevate the athlete experience.
For us, one of the other things that was key was the relationship that we've had with Bjorn Osiek. Bjorn was a customer in the past. He's a great ambassador to our company, and he's also a close friend.
And all this together really makes us the ideal partner for anyone wanting to play in the soccer space.
So what does a coach look like who's sort of doing the right things, and what does a coach look like who's maybe not doing necessarily the right things to keep those kids in the game?
The coach that has the connection or relationship to the players and understands them aside from the X's and the O's, the technical, the tactical, all that stuff, those are the ones that are going to have players continue to come back. It's not always about, reaching a national team or playing for a scholarship. Very few players get that opportunity. We have a big base, so it's about, giving players the opportunity, if they want to get there someday, to be in the environment to get there, but also giving them the opportunity just to play soccer for life. And I think that, you look and ask the number one reason why players stop playing, it's not fun. And why is it not fun? Because they generally don't like their coach. They might not like behaviors. There's something about it that we have in our own control that has basically turned them off, for the large part.
So what would that be? What would be something that would turn someone off?
Not enjoying a practice. The traditional getting there and working on fitness and not touching a soccer ball for the first 20 minutes of a practice. Kids love to play. Joystick coaching on a sideline. Players play, coaches coach. We should do our coaching in the training sessions, on the sideline with the players. Let the players on the field play. Yes, you want to give some instruction on certain things, but you hear those coaches running up and down the sideline, screaming and yelling instructions, and players, as a player, I used to hate it. As a coach, I hate it even more. I think for us, it's giving those simple things, eliminate some of those, and that'll make a big difference.
Week in and week out, League One Ontario is where the best players in Ontario run their game. Over the last 4 years, more than 100 athletes have moved on to pro clubs locally and abroad. Hundreds more have found opportunities across North America with post-secondary scholarships. With 13 teams in the women's division and 17 in the men's, there is a Pro-Am squad in your area looking for the next star in the making. League One Ontario, where the next generation of stars plays today.
Welcome back to second half action here. Ontario Cup under 17 boys, with everything to be decided in the final 45 minutes. Cal McClellan, pleased to be joining you on what is a brisk morning, turning into afternoon here in Vaughan, Ontario. That is Ajax. They're in red and white. That is Vaughan. The Azzurri are in blue. And a false start to start the second half, but it is scoreless. It will be 45 minutes. It will go directly to penalty kicks. There will be no extra time in between if this one remains tied. As we play on, and what an excellent first half it is, and a turnover by Chang. Katabui trying to get there first, colliding with Williams, trying to come out to it, twisting Ogilvie. Katabui to his right foot. Defensive play. Chang still in the area. Katabui, and a great save by the keeper. Alinas getting down to make the stop. Well, a couple players had a whack at it, including Galuzzo. Good time to say thank you to Ontario soccer partner Soccer Express for their first-class support. As Canada's premier dealer, Soccer Express has everything needed to take your game to the next level. Visit www.soccerx.com to check out the latest gear from Adidas, Nike, Puma, Admiral, and more. www.soccerx.com. Nice little ball pushed through now. Chance for Ajax, but another great, equally defensive play by Akuri. He's D'ing up. Good backtracking there as well. Given away from distance. Having a go is Liam Salmon, but that one always going up and hitting the back fencing. Long ball sent up, flicked back on. It was Madden trying to get it forward. In step, out by Ogilvie. Nice little bit of control, but falls to Ismail. Going back is Chang, knocking it off his boot. And Azzurri, as soon as they had it, do not. Cato. All the way wide, and going down is Matthew Murray. A little bit of collision there and going to ground, playing the ball on the ground. Look to be Salmon, and it'll be a free kick going the way of the Azzurri. Shot from distance, and it was always going wide as it skips right in front of the 6-yard box, heading out for a throw in, and Linus barking instructions on his way to pick up the ball. A frantic start to this second half, matching the tone and tempo of the first. These two sides very much have everything to play for here. Comfortable weather, though, we'll say. When you're standing around, it might feel a little cold. When you're out there, this is exactly what you want. Chance pushing forward. Cato had it taken off his boot and going to ground and clutching his ankle is Prata Vieira, and that does not look good. Prata Vieira going immediately down, and it felt like that might have been a non-contact injury and just planted the wrong way, and that does not look good for the young man. Yeah, Alessandro is in a considerable amount of pain right now. And both teams will grab some water, as this will certainly take a few minutes to sort out, as he's pounding the ground with his fist right now, and hopefully that this is not anything in terms of a long term, but and indication saying, and to be fair from the way he fell and what he clutched going down, saying that is his right Achilles. And it certainly looks like one of those terrible injuries where you know something isn't right. So now, for all of that, it did look for a minute like he was waving a couple people off to say that he might in fact be okay, and he's just taking a little bit of water right now, but we'll see. Maybe it was just a precautionary. Oh, he's coming to his feet, so that's very good. Very good. It certainly looked a lot worse. Oh, he's saying he's good, so. Well, that's very good. Very good to see. So playing with 10 men for right now will be Vaughan, as Prata Vieira now as he heads back onto the field, but looking a lot better than he was just a minute ago. So trying to turn. This one's coming all the way to Boateng. He'll cut it off as he knocks it in. Headed out by Akuri. And then worked its way all the way up. Petiti knocking forward, try to get it up to Katabui. Ogilvy going backwards. And it's going to be a free kick given the way of Ajax. Long ball. Mwanza giving chase. Right foot across the face of goal. Mwanza back post. Oh, it skates all the way through. There were 3 red shirts there. And it skipped all the way through the 6. No one able to get on the end of it. And we're starting again, and that ball comes to a stop just before the long ball put up. Katabui went away from him just slightly as Cato got there, giving chase, and able to organize their back line was Ajax. Chang in a fight with Cato comes out the winner. Still stays in. Raimondo, and then forward to Katabui. Katabui trying to turn around the outside. Salmon coming out the best. He's going to knock that one forward, running onto it. Mwanza, can he get there before the keeper? He cannot, and that's the new keeper coming in, Julian Passante, number 88. who has taken over in nets. For Vaughan, bumped in the back as Salmon pushed out. And it will be a throw into Ajax here in the 53rd minute of play. Ontario Cup final, under 17 boys. Ajax, Vaughan. East Toronto, East GTA, north of the GTA. This is Vaughan, a Curry. Nice little pass. It's picked off, though. Good job by Madden to get there first. Amir Madden got a left foot that he can put across and flicks it through, but it was running out of play and not able to tag on to the end of it as Minoko. Passante will have a look up the pitch. He's got a good leg. He's going to move this one around in the box, and the referee says that's enough. As we'll take a look on. Yeah, and that is trying to get it to go as Prata Vieira. And it was maybe a little wishful thinking that he was able to keep going, and there might be actually something substantial there in that injury. We wish the young man the best, and hopefully he's able to make a quick recovery on this as he gave it a go. And he feels it pointing to that right foot in the Achilles. Says to have a seat on the bench, and we'll see if we can get this worked out as much as possible. So, Prata Vieira subbing out. And Apollo Sulos will come in. Number 9 in the program for Azzurri. Dancing on the far side. That's a nice little battle between Murray and Mariani. And finally goes out of play. Murray's going to have a chance for one of those patented good throws to send down the length. Mwanzo said never came in, so Murray will take it again. And in turn, they will say it did come in. And it will stay with Vaughan. So knocked out of play. Azzurri throw again here in the 56th minute of play. A scoreless draw as we stand. 35 minutes away from a penalty shootout to determine a champion. Unless someone has a goal from the run of play stored away somewhere, waiting to see if any of these players that we've mentioned today are able to rise up and find themselves either something beautiful or, let's be honest, something timely. Because ugly and timely would arguably be better at this point. Little play to the outside by Patetti. Swung in, back post, header going up. No problem at all as Alinas is able to have the calmest corral that he's had flicked on. Mwanza. And a great play there by number 4, Andreas Ciano. Picked in, knocked to the ground is Ismael, and this one's knocked out, and another good play by Ciano. It's a pass is given away, and here's a chance for the Azzurri. They've got numbers going forward. Pulla plays it to the right-hand side for the opener! It's Sulos! Apollo Sulos, subbed on only moments ago, has written his name into the score sheet. It's 1-0 Vaughan Azzurri. What a counter. Well, it was a great play by Joshua Pulla. He walked the line of the 18-yard box, made everyone think that his right foot was going to let it go, and instead played a perfect pass to an oncoming teammate. And Apollo Sulos has the opener in the 58th minute of play. And it is 1-0 for the Vaughan Azzurri. Well, the dynamic of the game most certainly changes now, as it was jockeying two teams looking for the opener. And now the opener has been found, and an excellent play, and we'd be remiss if we didn't point out it was Pulla who missed the penalty. Well, it was Pulla who created that goal. So probably not the easiest way to put his side a goal to the good, but he has nonetheless. And Patetti and Galuzzo is going to play wide now. Vaughan not content with one, they'd like another. And Katabui just missed that one. My, oh my. He had a free header at the penalty spot and nearly doubled their lead. All fitting right after the goal is scored. You can see on the far side of the pitch a table with a red cloth draped over it and a shiny piece of silverware out for all to see. And it's becoming more and more real as this game 2/3 gone by. And a run here. If he can be spotted, Raimondo to his right foot, Raimondo back post. This one takes the deflection off. And it is going to be a corner kick, and a great spot by the referee to be able to see that. But the game 2/3 gone by, and in the final half hour, will there be more excitement? And Petiti, as he always does, heading to the backside with his right foot on the corner kick, having to deal with the wind. Knocked forward and out. Monoko knocked it to the far side. Salmon now has it to him. And the ball's flipped forward looking for Lamas. Mwanza not able to get as much on that as he would have liked. Regardless, it comes back to Ajax, as they must find in the next half hour some way to knock in an equalizer. And to be fair, they've had their chances. Boateng giving chase. Works off the hand of Monoko, but a great sliding play by Akuri to knock that one forward. And Katabui into the corner. All alone right now, needs some help. Comes out of it. Katabui's got a man at the top. Oh, Sulos was right there. And Sulos perhaps taking his time, seeing if Katabui would play that one a little more square, but he wasn't able to see him soon enough. And an excellent play by the Ajax defenders to knock that one free and clear before Vaughan could knock in a second. And many scripts to be written still in this game, but a second goal from Vaughan now, you have to figure, would just fundamentally change everything. Patetti, player wide. Not the most perfect pass, but certainly serviceable. Chang, Katabui. A little bit of time, able to play this one around. Raimondo with a nice ball through, but on a different page was he and Pulla. Nice play by Ciano. Pulla, Boateng in a battle. Boateng coming out the winner of this one, except his pass, not what he would have wanted. Petiti. Mariani and forward. Salmon, not a lot of room. And back to Mariani. If he can keep it in, he cannot. So Murray's going to hold on to this one and try and get a throw down the side. Sulos. And just a little bit of a disconnect now between Murray and Lamas. And Kyle Lamas certainly looking for a better throw there in that scenario. And it's not the first one they've wasted. I'm going to have to be right, as going in for a very hard challenge was Lamas. Trying to back up into this one, and Ciano doing well to wait till it comes back to him. He's had a great game at the back. A little bit of a nutmeg there. Coming all the way back and giving chase is Mwanza. From his forward position, does well to get the ball, wins it. And it goes out of play. And the referee will agree with that assessment, and Pull is going to take a throw. And slowing it down are the Azzurri. 64th minute of play. There's a goal in the 59th by Apollo Sulos, or excuse me, the 53rd by Apollo Sulos. Pizzetti. Cato. Mwanza. He's going to run onto this one with Ciano. When he split him in, Mwanza had it caught up in his feet. Tried to play square, still Mwanza, and giving up the throw, but not the corner kick, and a great play by Andreas Ciano. Two substitutions coming in, and one of them is a familiar name, Emmanuel Nwankwo. He will substitute with Youssef Ismail, and subbing out of the game is Jelani Cato as he gives way to Arushan Pathmalingam. So Pathmalingam getting his first minutes of the game. Over the head for a header for Salmon, and he gets bumped as he does it. And it probably made it difficult with the lack of pace on the ball for him to try and add anything to it, but the center midfielder and captain with a pretty good chance for Ajax. They'll look to build on that. Ogilvy standing tall. Header goes off to the side. Murray taking on the goal scorer, Sulos. And a little bit of extracurricular. Oh, and it was, in fact, the goal scorer that takes a yellow and told to get out of the way. And I think perhaps the fact that Murray went in aggressive, not liking that, was Apollo Sulos. So a little bit of extracurriculars, and it's like he's handing something to a parent or friend on the sideline. So goes into the book. We'll mark it in the 66. And losing possession, Pathmalingam. Katabui flicking this one up. Pulla. Pulla. And a great play forward. That's a nice touch from Salmon into the area. Mwako! Oh, he just missed. On arriving back post was Mwanza. Mwako with a great touch and go. Or Minoko, excuse me. Passante, long, good kick. You'd be able to stretch the field with that if Vaughan is going to be protecting their lead. And an opportunity to push things forward, and right now they have possession in the form of a throw. Petiti. And Petiti almost tried to skate away with that one and going in very hard there as Murray at the end, and the throws back in and flicked off, and a little bit too frantic for Vaughan as they'd like to settle it down a little bit more here. Good throw from Murray. So Lamas with a flick on. And then knocked forward by Boateng. And Salmon pops it back up. Mwanza giving chase. Mwanza his head. Trying to cut it in a great defensive play. And it's what we've seen all game from Adrian Akuri. It'll go out for a corner, but it was excellent defending. Lots of tall bodies in the box. Ogilvie is up. Williams is up. Free header! And then it's going to be cleared, though maybe not the full way. Lamas knocked in. Boateng. He can catch up to it. He's not going to. It is going to be a goal kick. We're going to have substitution coming in, and good news again. Let's see how Alessandro Pradaviera is going to try and give it a run. So it doesn't seem to be any long-term damage. If he feels better about the Achilles, maybe just something he had to work out, but it's... So Giancarlo Galuzzo will give way to Pradaviera. And on we go. Pasante. And a nice head forward. It's going to be a throw to Red. And Ajax in the form of Pathalingham. Pathalingham giving chase. Chang to the outside. This one up the line. Boateng having to turn. Trying to get it in, except stepping right into that lane at the last minute was Joshua Pulla, who's out the other way. Pulla, 1v1. Pulla to the penalty spot and a great kick save. Rebound. It goes wide. What an outstanding save by Alinas. A game saver from Andreas Alinas. And Pulla was able to walk pretty much from halfway up the pitch all the way to the penalty spot without being challenged or touched. Bailed out by their keeper. What an excellent save by Andreas Alinas. Time here for Mackay Williams. Time running low for Ajax. Pathalingham, and this one's sent out, and Salmon not able to keep it in and turn the corner. Raimondo. Pathalingham. It's going to go out again. Minoko. Far side. This is Murray. An overlap. Here's Murray looking for a little bit of help, and jersey tugged. No call. Knocked forward, Petiti taken over. Salmon got there first, but get there strong enough. Petiti. It's Katabui. Katabui, his left foot, that was always going up and going well over the bar. New ball thrown in by the official as the other ball sent onto the pitch onto the far side, and we're here at 72 minutes here. Still a 1-0 lead for the Vaughan Azzurri. Under 17 boys Ontario Cup final. Well, experts in the field of youth concussion, Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital have formed a collaboration with Ontario Soccer. This partnership will improve concussion awareness and education to ensure the improved safety of youth soccer players across the province. To learn more about the services at the Holland Bloorview Concussion Center, please visit hollandbloorview.ca/concussion. Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. Pushing forward now is Boateng. Oh, a nice little turn there. Katabui, jersey tugged. Still with Katabui. Katabui working his way through. Oh, and it's Oh, and he goes back to grab it. This time he'll pick up a foul. There's a lot of frantic pace, and Katabui probably a little bit frustrated there as he did have his jersey tugged, but was so strong on the ball that he played advantage. And finally, Pathalingham was caught from behind by him, and up forward another foul by Vaughn. They're saying back up off the ball to Prata Vieira. Substitution getting ready. It looks to be number 21 in your program, Rehan Jinnah. It's going to be Ogilvie. Nicholas Ogilvie coming up to see if he can pop this one in. But Minoko in the box. Moanza in the box. Emmanuel Nwankwo in the box. It's a nice little touch in all the way to the keeper, who's going to have to punch. He had no other option as it was coming in quick. Murray controlled well. Salmon can't get to it. Cleared high and away over near the trophy table. Ogilvie going to run over to take the throw, and it'll be the substitution coming in, and it is going to be Matthew Murray giving way to Rehan Jinnah. Long throw, flicked on. A little bit of trouble for a Curry, but not much, and an entire field to play with on the counter. Katabui calling for it. Push forward, it's going to push past him. I'm going to take him all the way into the corner, 1v1 versus Jinnah. Petiti. Nice little move there to stutter at the line. Katabui has off the outside of boots of number 21. So Adnan Osman is also going to check back into the game. With another substitution forthcoming for the Vaughan Azzurri as well. And it looks to be Edward Opoku Dapa. Ogilvie gets ahead on it. Chang, and he sends that one up and over. So Osman for Jaden Boateng. And it's Pula who's going to give way to Opoku Dapa. Well, we got 14 minutes to go, plus whatever injury time. And that's how much time Ajax has to find an equalizer. I'm not sure many people would have predicted a 1-0 game, but defensively both teams were sound. Both keepers were good. Across the face of goal, and it's going to hit the top of the crossbar as it skims out of play, and running to give chase as much as possible to get this ball in, as knowing every second matters at this stage if you're Ajax. You're just joining us very late. You missed a Sulos goal. That is the only one you've seen in this game today. This game, of course, being the under-17 boys Ontario Cup Championship with a spot at Nationals on the line. Prata Vieira, Petiti, forward for Chang. They'd love to get another. It would certainly just seal it. That's the new man, Opoku Dapa. Plays to the top of the box, Petiti. Great footwork all game. Chang, cross the face, looking for Katabui. Prata Vieira knocks it back in. Sulos in a fight with Jinnah, and he's calling for the throw. He does not get the throw. Jinnah's going to go over and take said throw here in the 78th minute of play. Ogilvie Williams calling for pressure is Vaughn, trying to move around it. That's Liam Salmon. He's been excellent today, and his ball is just going to run a little too far. Pasante happy to watch it out, goes off the logo, and they'll say it should have been a corner kick. Well, a lot of dispute is Liam Salmon came screaming up the pitch saying, listen, the ball's not going to run that far unless it touched somebody. But thinking it was just an errant touch. And they will not be listened to. Basante, a lower one, controlled. Lamas. Janah, trying to find room up the outside. Does well to win it back. Push forward. And a nice ball on a nice step over by Chang. And this one's going to ricochet off. Williams with a chance to step up, plays a good ball forward. Touch taking Nwankwo further out. Nwankwo looking for help, has Williams. Katabui giving chase. It's Nwankwo. Hammers it in. Petiti. Salmon knocked down, gets a free kick. Curry said, I just stood there, but moving enough to get the foul and probably close to center as you can imagine, just a little right of center. Standing over the ball will be Salmon. Sitting about 30 yards out. Thereabouts. Good chance if someone wanted to take a shot. Staying on side, very important for the Strikers. 80th minute. Giving away is Osman. Over the wall. It's spilled. It's in. Oh, and they hold on to it just enough, and a great play by Pasante. And I mean, I can understand the concern there by the referee saying you can't hold on to it, but Lamas setting this one back in. Offside, says the referee. Moanza offside. And he was just a foot off, and a good call. But that spill, it looked like it was going to be a bigger spill there from Pasante. He did well to track it on what was a great up and down ball hit by Salmon. Over the head, not over Williams. Ogilvie having to be right on his heels. Is Katabui, he was. And Ogilvie goes in, and an extra few rolls for Prada Vieira. And he's up and no worse for wear at this stage. Williams. Keeper giving chase. It's going to be out. But they'll call a foul first, as it did go outside the line, but they're saying Opoku Dapa. And it was his foul that knocked the keeper outside the range, so it'll stay in. As reactions from Patrice Gachar. We thought for sure it was going to be a free kick on the edge of the area for his side. Nice flick on by Osman. Played inside. Salmon lifting it over the top, and Path Mallingham giving chase. Janae over the head of Lamas. Janae knocked out a play and it'll be a throw in to Vaughn. Without a question it was. I'm not sure what Sulos was trying to do there. And it's going to be going into the book is Liam Salmon, and no complaints from him as he realizes that he was a bit late and just kind of walked away. Amir Madden will come in. And it's going to be Sulos down. Joshua Pula also on the near side. So a substitution from each side. Pushing forward now, Opoku Dapa. Prada-Vieira. That's always going wide, and it'll be substitutions coming in now. Flag goes up as the clock strikes 8:3:00. Sprinting to the side, doing everything he can to ensure that his teammate gets on as quick as possible. And it's always an interesting dynamic is when you have two substitutions being made, and one team, not surprisingly, the team trailing, is able to make their substitution in record time, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone sprint as fast as Path Mallingham sprinted to the bench. Whereas happy to take his time as goal scorer, and Apollo Sulos has done his part. He will check out of this game, presumably, and giving way to Joshua Pula. And we play on. 84th minute now. Push forward. This one knocked out of play. It'd be a throw-in for Ajax. Still the better part of 10 minutes if you include injury time, because I imagine we'll probably see about 4. Dangerous high kick, and an opportunity here, played short. Lamas probably wasn't ready for it. I like the idea, but into the area. Ball down, sliding tackle, and a great play. Taking it off the boot is right there. Finding it was Amir Madden on his foot. Handball, ball kicked away, and it's going to be a yellow card, and going into the book will be Prada-Vieira, as he just booted that one away to save time. And a good call, I think, and what it has been, if we have the opportunity to say it, a very well controlled and officiated game. Maybe a few things that were let go, or advantages that didn't necessarily present itself after it had been too late. But overall, Bradley Jabrose and his squad here have done an excellent job managing what could have been a very tense game under the wrong circumstances. So, not to jinx them, there's still a little bit of time to go, as this one takes the deflection off and goes over, cries for balls on the near side. And it'll be a throw-in for Ajax, looking desperately for an equalizer here in the 86th minute of play. Throw in. Salmon has to give chase. It's close along the line. Stayed in and blasted high and up to Katabui, having to be right as Janae. He certainly doesn't have the foot speed to stay, but referee will say it is just a throw-in, and I kind of like that call. Both players came together. It wasn't necessarily anything nefarious. And you've seen that a lot today, as both of these two sides have gone in, to a lot of challenges, which weren't necessarily fouls. They were just good, hard challenges with bodies hitting the floor, and the referees and assistant referee having the ability to just let them play. Here it will be a throw, and it goes out of play, and still rolling around and tangled up on the ground is perhaps to disprove my point that I just made. Salmon and Katabui, two of the better players on the pitch tonight. Williams has to be careful. Pula is going to take it off him. Pula, still Pula, into the area. But this could finish it for Vaughn. Oh, it goes off the side netting. It will be a throw, or a corner kick, excuse me. It was a foot got in there at the last minute, and it looked to be the keeper having it covered. But nonetheless, an important foot to get in. Ball played in already. We're going to stay on the corner. Turned over again. Williams this time. Has to be right with it. Gets it to Ogilvy. Pradaviera bumped over from behind. It's going to be a foul. Lofted in by Akuri. Doesn't make it past the 18. Good play by Chang to chest it forward. Janae knocking it up, but it's going to dovetail over for Pulla, who's going to knock it forward for Petiti. Petiti, chance to either go to the corner or push forward. Pulla in the area to finish it. Joshua Pulla! Vaughan's going to win the cup. The Azzurri are going to win the Ontario Cup. On the 89th minute, if there was any doubt, there is no longer. The man who missed the penalty, who redeemed himself by setting up the first goal, which will stand as the winner, has just mailed in the insurance form. And Vaughan Azzurri, his Pulla, will take the happiest yellow card he's ever been issued. Under 17 champions in their own backyard. The Azzurri will try to hold for 4 more minutes, a 2-goal lead, and hoist a pretty piece of silverware here on what looks to be the fitting end of summer based on the weather alone. And certainly based on the footballing schedule. This one's sent up high. Bodies all forward for Ajax now. Giving chase, Ciano. Ball goes out of play. They will say it's a corner kick. Off Ciano, and a good job by Salmon trying to force the issue. There'll be 3 minutes of added time officially. Everyone forward. Atsalinas standing in the box. This one is sent over. Cries for a ball coming in. It'll come all the way down. And you have to figure if they're not able to turn this in, it is good night for Ajax. Headed out. Chang winning the foot race. Knockdown is Ogilvy. Trying to knock it forward. Osman pushes forward. Salmon. And to say it's a foul going that way. And going down is Pulla, as he looked to be injured and tangled up as Salmon pushed forward. And this will take a little bit of time, and we'll see how much of this they get back. Standing over it is Amir Madden. Got the ability to get the ball there. Co-captain. Everyone in for red. So Apollousulis will check back into this game for Joshua Pulla. Goal scorer, 4-goal scorer. Amir Madden, ball in, flicked out, knocked up. Sulos trying to get on the end of it, excuse me, as was Lamas. Osman headed forward, everybody's on side. Nwanko had to go back to his keeper. Pushing forward for Madden. Madden having to give chase. Chang's had a great game in the midfield. Stepping over it, Chang coming back up with it and knocking it forward. And Alinas having to send it forward, and a gust of wind not helping him. That's going to fly into his face just as he tries to send that. It deadens it. Knocked on the ground. Osman. Flick forward. Williams headed to the far side. Janae tried to knock it forward, and it's going to go all the way to the outside to clinch it for the Vaughan Azzurri. A 2-0 win. And holders of the Ontario Cup. They will head to nationals on the strength of goals by Pula and Sulos. Heartbreak for Ajax, but a well-contested championship if we've ever seen one. And celebrations for the Azzurri. As a deadlocked first half gave way to a second half where champions were crowned. And 2 excellent goals, one against the run of play, and one just trying to kill the clock. Take this opportunity to say thank you to all our partners. Sports Engine, the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer. Toronto FC, premier partner of Ontario Soccer and presenting partner of the OPDL. Soccer X, for their first-class support, premier dealer of everything you need to take your game to the next level. And to Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital, experts in the field of youth concussion. All of our partners and all of our sponsors that make days like this work and make days like this memorable. And it will be memorable for a long time for the Vaughan Azzurri as they await medals and silverware and pairings and details about how the national championships will play out here at the under-17 level. And a wonderful game for Vaughan. And a good effort put forward for Ajax, just not enough. And the brisk day and how cold it was when we started feels just, I imagine, a little bit warmer when you're able to jump around and feel this type of joy that we're seeing out here today. It was pretty much contained, a very clean game in retrospect, between both these sides, very well played. But more importantly, very technical and a good look at what the future has to come between two of the better teams, as I don't think there's a way to stealthily go for the Gatorade right now, but they're trying to see if they're going to bring it over to their coach and able to get it on him. I don't know if it happens. Regardless, Vaughan Azzurri, 2-0 winners today over Ajax in the under-17 boys division of the Ontario Cup. And congratulations to both sides on an excellent cup run and excellent seasons.